Climate and sustainability challenges deepen across Africa. Ghana is emerging with homegrown solutions rooted in culture and creativity. One of the most inspiring comes from Renee Neblet, fondly known as Auntie Renee, whose project at the GOtv Institute is turning waste into fashionable sustainable textiles by blending African knowledge systems with modern design. Her initiative is offering both environmental solutions and economic opportunities. Suzanne Locho now reports.
In the edge of Accra, in the coastal town of Kokrobite, a quiet revolution is unfolding. In this in-depth story, we meet Renee Neblet, affectionately known to locals as Auntie Renee, who is leading a pioneering effort to transform post-consumer waste into sustainable textiles. Drawing on traditional knowledge and values, Neblet is working to build what she calls environmental literacy to foster self-reliance and improve social well-being.
My name is Renee Neblet, and I'm the founding director of GOtv Institute, an educational institute dedicated to researching traditional Ghanaian African knowledge systems as they relate to sustainability, or better said, to economic and social development.
Having first arrived in Kokrobite over 30 years ago, she recalls being inspired by the community's profound, though often overlooked, connection to the natural world.
You know, to watch this environment become littered with waste, you know, I realized that caring about the environment had to be extended to looking at the devastation. So how could you address some of this waste?
Originally conceived as a means to enrich students' understanding of Africa, Neblet's project has since evolved into a platform for applying Africa's knowledge system to address the continent's deepening environmental crisis. Faced with mounting waste and environmental degradation, Renee Neblet made a conscious decision to find a way to create something meaningful out of what others discarded.
And now I know that a fundamental literacy is the ability to read your environment, to know that what nature gives you and what you're obliged to give it in return, and that's what I found here.
Whether it was textile, necklace, or other handcrafted items, her goal was to transform nature and waste into beauty and utility.
We started out using plastic water sachets and advertising banners. You know, the first project we did was making a school bag for children out of the advertising banners. And then as the textile waste became a larger issue, we started looking at ways to take that waste and to create a product. With the pre-consumer textile waste, we just bring in a lot of it from the factory and getting different colors, so there'll be a real variety. And they were fooling around with the turmeric.
Driven by a deep desire to make lasting change, Renee Neblet knows that true impact cannot happen in isolation, and she believes that collaboration is essential and is actively seeking to work with both governmental and private organizations to scale solutions and build long-term systems.
Outside of that kind of, as I said, international governmental organizations, there are a lot of private organizations that I think are doing some sincere work. I'm working with landfills to landmarks here. I work with like-minded objects. We have partners in Australia. We work with people in Santa Fe. We work with groups, and we're trying to reach out to the Parley Foundation, Ciro Parley in Berlin.
The Kokrobite Institute Sustainable Design Studio is now a hub of innovation. Among her proudest achievements is the AC sweater crafted entirely from post-consumer textile scraps.
This is t-shirt, isn't it?
Yes, t-shirt.
So you get it really lovely to create these strips. She has a passion for weaving and knitting. And she saw some potential in this, and we said, okay, let's try XYZ, and it just kind of evolved. And
as Ghana faces a deep deepening environmental crisis. Neblet's initiative offers both a hopeful vision and a practical model, blending culture, sustainability, and empowerment to build a greener, more resilient future.
We're playing. We're playing with different fibers and materials, but we want to start integrating some of the, stuff comes from the environment. All these plants, the sisal plant, the banana plant, these are all fibers. When I first came to Kokrobite, I used to watch the local fishermen, the local people cut down that sisal plant and scrape the flesh off of it and pull the fiber out and twist it into yarn. There's so many, where's the brown people? There's so much. People are making wigs now out of the banana fiber.
The UNGA General Debate, Ghana and its African counterparts are expected to emphasize the need for fair climate finance mechanism, technology transfer, and equitable solutions that account for Africans' disproportionate vulnerability despite contributing minimally to global greenhouse emissions. Susan Locho for TV 47 Greenfix.